test and it came back positive. And I said, positive? What do you mean? What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. I'm Genuinely, aka Leah, aka jaliy, and today I'm gonna finally, after over a year, tell the story of how I found out I was pregnant and how and why I hid my pregnancy. So to start, we're gonna do a little background of the whole, you dig. Junior year of college, I had just become an RA. I was the chapter vice president of my sorority on campus. And this was all in the midst of COVID and on top of classes. And I had recently just changed my major, so I had lots and lots of different classes to take to play catch up. I was really, moving and grooving, busy, having meetings, having deadlines to meet, trying to stay on top of my schoolwork and everything. So the whole first semester of junior year, which was August 2020 to December 2020, I was very much in it, just trying to get everything together and stay on top of everything in the midst of not trying to get sick, like literally put up because I wasn't trying to get COVID or anything else for that matter, but especially COVID. So in the midst of all of that, I was really busy and I would often forget to do really important things. Like I would forget to eat some days because I was just moving. Like, how you are doing so much at a time. It's like, oh yeah, I sure didn't eat today. Or, oh yeah, I sure didn't call that person back. Like you just moving and grooving a lot. Like you just really on your P's and Q's. So that's what I was doing. I was on my P's and Q's trying to have everything together and be that girl, that girl. Doing all of that, moving and grooving and forgetting to do things. Do you see where I'm going? I would often also, occasionally, every once in a while, forget to take my birth control pills. It wasn't like a everyday type of, forgetting, but it was every once in a while. Keep that in mind. Fast forward to October, I was super busy. Like I was really in the middle of the semester, just trying to schedule events and stuff for the organization, events for my position in residential life at my school, and just on top of trying to get stuff together for midterms and making sure I'm on top of everything. So literally just in the middle of everything. So, but usually in October, my grandma's birthday is the end of October on Halloween. So every year since being in school, every year period, we would always spend her birthday together. Everybody in my family would all come spend her birthday together. And, that year was no different. So went back home to Chicago and it was cool. It was a nice weekend trip because, got time to spend with the family, with my grandma on her birthday. And I had gone back to school and, me and my grandmother were very close. We were like, this and that, freaking frank, we talked very regularly, especially while I was at school because, it's always good to speak to your loved ones. It's always good to speak to your loved ones when you're away for an extended period of time. So I would talk to her regularly and throughout the time between the time I had gone from Chicago back to school after her birthday, we were talking. She had given me a couple recipes to try because I was like, yeah, I'm about to, be cooking, throwing down in the kitchen, and I want to do it like you. So, we had been in constant communication. And on November 5th, just a few days after her birthday and after I'd gotten back to campus, I had gotten a call that she had passed away. So, long story short, it wasn't like a crazy out of the blue type of thing. She had health issues before, but nevertheless, it was very shocking and saddening for me. So on top of the stressors and everything going on in my regular everyday schedule with school, that added a lot of a lot more sadness and stress on top of that. So I wasn't as focused and I wasn't as in tune with myself and like, just my everyday tasks. It was a really difficult time during that point. So I was, going through my process of grieving and making sure I was trying to keep myself kind of busy so that I wasn't, dwelling too much on the things that I couldn't control. So, throughout that part, I was, trying to just meet my deadlines and, cut and dry, like not really trying to talk to that many people, just kind of stay to myself at that point. Fast forward to New Year's, around that time was, of course, winter break for college students. So I had gone home for the first half of winter break, and the second half I came back to campus to work and to, just spend some time with my friends, my boyfriend, and, just try to have a good time, as best as I could considering the circumstances. So, around that time, I wasn't feeling the best. Like, I was feeling kind of not, like, you know how, well, for the ladies, how before your period comes, you have a lot of times, you feel a little off. It's like you feel your body feeling different than normal. So it was kind of like that. And I'm like, okay, well, my period's about to come, so it's whatever. That's why I'm feeling this type of way. And, I didn't think nothing of it. So on New Year's, my friends and I went to one of my other friends' apartment, and we were just chilling, playing games. It was a cool little game night, drinking, drunk Uno, all of that, all the college things, okay? The college games, college things. So, during all of that, I was like, okay, I'm still feeling a little but, it's not going to stop me from having a good time. So on the 3rd, January 3rd, I was like, okay, my period still hasn't come. And I'm still feeling like I'm not feeling the best. I'm like, you know what? I'm just take a pregnancy test because I don't think I'm pregnant, but, it's better to rule that out now than later. So I took the test and it came back positive. And I said, positive? What do you mean? So I told my boyfriend, we had a discussion and everything, and I decided that the best thing for me, out of all the nervousness and fear that I was experiencing on top of the stress, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get an abortion. And I made an appointment for Planned Parenthood. This video, disclaimer, is not for you to comment your opinions and your thoughts on abortion and everything. That's not what this video is for, because with the title, that's clearly not, So let's just get back into it. I scheduled an abortion for later on, maybe like a week or so out. The night before that appointment, I'd had what I'd considered or what I thought to be a miscarriage. So I passed the blood clot. I would show the picture and everything, but it's kind of graphic and I don't want to get flagged. Okay. Nevertheless, I passed the blood clot and I just chalked it up to being a miscarriage because that is very common in the first trimester of pregnancy. Like, it's not unheard of within the first 12 weeks to have a miscarriage. So that's what I thought it was. And, I didn't go to the doctor to confirm that or anything, which, if you have a miscarriage or you have what you think is a miscarriage, go to the doctor because it could be detrimental to your health, and you don't want any added stress, in that stressful situation. After I thought I miscarried, afterwards I immediately canceled the Planned Parenthood appointment because I was like, okay, well, it's no point in that now, I guess. And I just went through the process of trying to move forward now with grieving 2 losses. Although it was going to be a terminated pregnancy, had I not had that experience, it was still I was still taken aback by it. Fast forward from from January to March 1st. So around this time, I've just been chilling, living life, trying to, get as much done school wise, everything I had going on, trying to get everything done and handled, being that girl, but, sad at the same time. So when March 1st rolls around, I get a call. I'm chilling in my dorm, just, relaxing after a long day of school, RAing and everything. So I get a call from my boyfriend, and he's telling me about a dream he had. And in this dream, he said that I was pregnant, and it was like, everything was we was trying to get prepared for everything, and just, getting ready mentally, physically, emotionally, everything for the change that was coming. So I'm like, oh, that's an interesting dream. That's very interesting. You don't say, just like, okay, well, it's just a dream. And he was like, well, I really think you might be pregnant. So I think, just to, ease my mind, we should get a pregnancy test and you should take it. And I'm like, I'm not pregnant. So I guess, just to ease your mind, just so we could go ahead and move past this so you can sleep at night. He went to Walgreens, got a pregnancy test, went back to his apartment, and I took it. And I'm like, after I took it, I started getting a little nervous because, if you've ever, any ladies out there have ever taken a pregnancy test, it is a little nerve-wracking waiting for the results because, there's a 50-50 chance it's you or you aren't. So yeah, so the process of waiting was very nerve-wracking, but I was pretty confident that I wasn't going to be pregnant. So it was just like, well, I'll take it, and I'll just, I'll let you read the results. So after the longest 2 minutes of my life, he went and got the test, and he looked at it, and his expression didn't change or anything. So I'm like, okay, I was right. And he showed me, and it said pregnant. And I was like my heart dropped to my feet. My heart dropped so much. Like, I was very much in shock. I was like, how? Like, I said, I was really in my head. I'm like, now I'm pregnant 2 times in 1 year. That's crazy. Now at this point, I'm like, okay, I have to have a plan. Like, I have to have some type of game plan because how I'm gonna move forward now. Like, I'm a junior, my second semester junior year. I just changed my major. Like, how am I gonna finish? Like, if I have a child, like, what? That's crazy. And I'm not ready for the baby. What do you mean? Like, that's crazy. I'm 20 years old at this point. Weighing my options here, and I'm thinking over, like, okay, what am I gonna do? And I decided to make an appointment at Planned Parenthood. So I made an appointment. It was the quickest appointment because I had put in just search the area for, I put a certain mile radius, and it came up in Peoria, Illinois, which it was 3 hours away and a time change away from my campus. I made an appointment for March 5th, which was a Friday, because I didn't have any classes and I was going home that weekend anyway. So I was like, okay, since I'm going home to Illinois, I'm just gonna go to Peoria first and then go home, and then let that be that. So I'm gonna stop it right here. And if you want a part 2 of this story, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and make sure you comment down below. What should you comment? Comment keep going. Comment keep going down below if you want a part 2 to this story, because child, when I tell you, it gets crazy. Like, it gets crazy. In part 2, I'm going to talk about what it was they told me at Planned Parenthood how I hid my pregnancy on campus as an RA, as a vice president in a sorority, being very active on campus, taking pictures, doing a whole bunch of stuff, and how people reacted to me telling them I was pregnant. So make sure you comment, keep going to get all of that in the next story time. I'm gonna end it right here. Make sure you know that he loves you, I love you, and genuinely be blessed.